Good morning, fourth graders. Welcome to math. So today we are in Unit 7, still on Lesson 7. Today's lesson is going to cover fractions and line plots. And the first thing we'll do is kind of be able to read a line plot. And then the second thing you'll do is you're going to create your own line plot and answer some questions about it. So you'll need a pencil. You might need scratch paper today, and then you will need math journal pages 355 and 356. And this is going to be a pretty short lesson today. So let's get to work right away, and then we'll move on to your next steps. So the directions on 355 say use line plots to solve problems. A line plot is a graph that shows data using a number line. Mateo wants to bake raisin bread. He has several recipes that each make one loaf of bread. The line plot shows the number of cups of sugar in the recipes. And so this line plot has a couple of things. It's got several plots on it, the circles. It's got a number line, and it's got a title. So this is titled Cups of Sugar. So each of these dots represents a recipe that Mateo found. And where the dot is placed on the number line tells how many cups of sugar are in that recipe. So this recipe has 1/4 cup of sugar. All four of these different recipes have 1/2 cup of sugar in them each. Okay, so I'm going to read through the questions, and you can pause it after each one or pause it at the end and try and answer these questions, and then we'll go through them. So how many recipes for raisin bread does Mateo have? Remember, each dot represents a recipe. How many of the recipes have more than 1/2 cup of sugar? So think about that. How many recipes do you have that have more than 1/2 cup of sugar? What is the least amount of sugar in any of these recipes? How much less sugar is in a recipe with the least sugar than in one with the most sugar? Okay, so how much less sugar is in a recipe with the least sugar here, compared to the recipe with the most sugar here? How can you figure out how much less than that is? Mateo wants to try all the recipes with exactly 5/8 cup of sugar. How much sugar does he need if he's going to make all of those? So think of that. If he's going to make all three of these recipes, each one of them takes 5/8 a cup of sugar. How much total will all three of those be? And then how much sugar would you expect a recipe for raisin bread to need? So think about that. How could you use the information above to explain and come up with an answer for that? Okay, go ahead and pause the video now, and then I will go through some of these in our next slide. Okay, go ahead. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some of the answers to these. So if you counted up all the dots, each recipe, you'd have 12 recipes. For number 2, how many recipes have more than 1/2? Well, you don't include 1/4, and you don't include the 4 at 1/2, so you'll have 7 left. What is the least amount of sugar in any recipe? 1/4. I think I even said that in the last one when I was explaining this. How much less sugar is in a recipe with the least sugar than in a recipe with the most sugar? Well, what you do is you take 3/4 and you minus 1/4 from it. Well, if you start 3/4, take one of those fourths away, you'll have 1/2 cup. Or if you just counted the number of fourths and you said 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, or you counted the number of eighths, sorry, these are all in eighths. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. You might have said 4/8 or 2/4 as well. Those all represent 1/2. All right, so if you had all three of the 5/8 cup recipes, you'd add those 5/8 up 3 times, you get 15/8. Change it to a mixed number at 1 7/8. Either of those answers is correct. And then the answer we came up with about how much you should expect, well, most of the recipes you see on this part of the line plot, right? This is not a typical recipe since it only has 1/4. So somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 is what you probably could expect in a recipe for raisin bread. Okay, turn the page, please. Now it's your job to make a line plot. So it says, my cut up strips of colored paper to make a collage. The lengths of the unused pieces are shown in the table. Make a line plot to display the data. Okay, so we're going to use this data and put it here. Once again, we see a title, paper lengths in inches. You see the number line, but you see something different here. All that means right there is they're not following the pattern for 0 to 1/2. They're going to start at a different spot, or there's like a break in the line plot. That's all that means. So notice it goes from 0 to 1/2. So 1/2, remember, is 4/8, and every other mark increases by 1/8. So 5/8, 6/8 is the same as 3/4, 7/8, 8/8, or 1 whole, and it continues to go by eighths. All right, so let's plot this data. So at the 1/2 inch mark on the number line, so here I have 4 pieces. So I would need 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. At 5/8, and I maybe even want to cross that off and say, oh, I already did that one. 5/8, you have 2 marks. So 5/8, I have 1, 2. Okay, did that one. So now do all the rest of these. Put the dots where you're at 3/4, you'll need 2. 7/8, you'll need 3. And then 1 1/4, you have 2. So there's nothing for 1 whole and nothing for 1 1/8. Okay, and then answer this question. I place the shortest pieces in a row end to end. How long was the row? Well, your shortest piece is going to be 1/2, but you have 4 of them. So if you put 4 1/2 inch pieces in a row, how long does that now become? Okay, so an addition problem for you there. And then we're going to plot this data. Same thing. There's a break in it, and it starts at 2 1/4, but then it jumps by 1/4 again. Right? And so you're going to use this data. So I'll get it started again. At 2 1/4 inches wide, you have 1. So that's it. At 2 3/8, I need 2. I'm going to put 2 there. Okay. Finish graphing this data. I don't think I read it. A group of students measured the widths of their hands. The measurements are shown in the table. So your title is hand width, number line, and you're going to have data points. Okay. The question with this one says, what is the difference between the width of the widest hand? Okay, that's going to be, this is the widest, and the most common width. So most common, which one are you going to see most often here? Well, you have 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, 1. So figure out which one comes the most common, and then you got to subtract that from the largest. See what you can come up with there. If you want to just count over how far that's going to be, that works too. And then I want you to try and write a problem that you could solve by using the line plot. So write your own problem like we saw for 8 and 10. It can be about anything. It should have some sort of operation in it, though. You have to do some solving. And then answer it too. And then describe the parts of a line plot. I've talked a few different times about the 3 major things that go into making a line plot. Try and list those 3 things. All right, go ahead and pause the video. Go ahead and get started now. All right, so your line plot should look like this. All right, and if you did the 4 shortest pieces, or these 4 short pieces, and laid them row end to end, you'd come up with 2 inches, because 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole, 1 1/2, 2 whole, 2 inches. Okay, and then if you took the difference between the width with the widest hand, remember that's this one, and found the difference between that and the most common one, well, this one is the largest graph here, so it comes up 4 times, so that's the most common. All right, so if you find the difference, you could just say 1, 2, 2/4, or I'm sorry, 2/8, right? Or you could have said 7/8, 2 7/8 minus 2 5/8. Well, 2 minus 2 is 0. 7/8 minus 5/8 is 2/8 of an inch. And then your question, yours could have been something completely different. They chose to write their question like this. Remember, this is not the only one that would be right. The students with the widest hands and the narrowest hands placed their hands side by side. What was the total width of the 2 hands? So you say, okay, this person and this person are going to add their hand size together, right? And so they would say 2 plus 2 is 4. And then you have 2/8 plus 7/8. That would be 9/8. So 4 and 9/8, but we really write it as 5 and 1/8. Okay. And then the last part, the major parts of it, you need a number line with labels. You need a mark for each data item, and then it's important to have a title to know what it is that you are marking. Okay, that was it, guys. Really, it was that simple today. So you're going to have homework 7.7 already assigned, and then Quick Quiz 7.2 and Fluency 7.2 in Think Central. These 2, you just need to do at some point this week, right? Try and get your homework done today, but the Quick Quiz is 5 questions, so you can probably get that done today too, and you know Fluency is 15 multiple or addition and subtraction problems. And so at some point, try and get those done this week. And then there's some IXL practice for you on grade level and above and below as well. practicing with some more fraction work. All right, guys, if you have any questions at all, please let your teacher know. Have a fantastic rest of your day.